Hey, it's Jahara. Welcome back to my channel, to the Witchy Reader. So, I'm gonna be reviewing Kingsrise. I read this in November, I think, and I don't usually wait this way too long to do a review, but things have been hectic the last couple months. Haven't filmed much the last couple months, and I want to do the review. So, I read Kingsrise. Like I said, I think in November. I think late November is when I finished it. Um, but I really enjoyed it. I did an interview with the author at one point, when she talked about it, and she sent me the art copy. So I'm happy I finally got to it and I was able to read it. You know how life can be. Uh, but I read it and it was really good. I rated it 5 stars and reviewed it on Amazon and Goodreads. So basically, it's about this brother and sister who it's basically a take on the Merlin tale, and which the author says she always loved the Merlin tale. She liked a lot of I think she mentioned liking the Merlin Disney movie, and then she likes the Merlin TV show, which I do love. It's such a good show, and I think that's the only actual Merlin thing I've really watched besides the Camelot story arc in Once Upon a Time. And the first half of season 5, they did a Camelot story arc where it had the Merlin tale and all that. But other than that, in the Merlin show, I never even watched the Merlin Disney movie. Um, so I'm not as versed in the story arc as she obviously is, since she loves it. But I did very enjoy it. I like the characters and the relationships. So Naomi, I think her name was. No, Nemu. Sorry, Nemu. Her name was Nemu. I think I'm saying this wrong. I never know how to pronounce his name. This name. Nemu. She and her brother Lance. Uh, she's a detective, and Lance finds himself kind of in some hot waters when a friend of his dies, or they find a dead body, and so she has to kind of she's trying to protect her brother while also trying to solve this case, and the case gets more uh what's the word, can't think of the wording, but like it gets a lot more than she realized when um when things start to happen. Um, they meet other characters that have the same name as some Merlin characters, and things do not go as planned. Like they meet Arthur, and there was a scene where like he was injured, but then he went missing from the hospital, and they couldn't find anyone they're looking for, and it was just a mess. Like not a typical case at all. Um, So Namil, along with her partner and Lance, had to try to solve what was going on. Um, Things do not go as planned, as they are end up in a different place, and they have to try to get out, and it's just crazy. And but I really liked it. I like the characters. I definitely like her take in this tale. Like I said, I'm not as well versed into it as she is, but I definitely like her version, and it was really interesting to see, because a lot of times when you do see the Merlin characters or whatever take on it, it's usually based in some sort of olden time or whatever, like in Once Upon a Time during the Camelot story arc, and they go back into the Enchanted Forest. So it's like Enchanted Forest is based in like olden times, with those fancy dresses and palaces and queens and kings, like Disney princesses and stuff. And then Merlin is definitely placed like thousands of years ago. Well, maybe not thousands, but like centuries and centuries ago. Um, but this is taking place present day, which is also different because the Merlin movie, I'm pretty sure, is taking place in like the olden days as well. Like I said, I've never actually seen it, but I know a little of it, not much though. But I just feel like the what I do know of Merlin tales, they always have them in the olden days or whatever. But this was modern day, which was very interesting to see these famous Merlin characters take place during our time rather than centuries before as usual. At least I thought that was interesting. And um, there's going to be a book two, I'm pretty sure, and I'm excited for it. Uh, I do like I said, my favorite character is probably Nemu. I really liked her. She was very protective of her brother. It's been just these two of them for a while, and she's a good detective. She is a fighter, and she uh, didn't know exactly what was going on with all this craziness happening, but she still fought to protect her partner, to protect her brother, to protect her friends, um, and she was such an awesome character to read. She was a lot of fun. I also really liked Lance and Nemu's partner, but I can't remember his name. But I don't think it was a name that I recognized from Merlin. I don't remember. Like I said, it's been over a month since I read this book. But um, it was only always interesting when a new Merlin character was introduced, and he's like, "Ooh, how is he gonna tie into all this craziness and stuff?" And it's always and it kept me on my toes and on the edge of the seat, always wanting to know what happens next. And yeah, so it was definitely very good and very intriguing, and I highly recommend it. Especially for those that do love the Merlin tale. If you love the TV show Merlin, Disney movie Merlin, or the Merlin or Camelot story arc in Once Upon a Time, or whatever other Merlin tales there are, like his famous tale. I just don't know how many times it's actually been adapted, but um, if you like it, you should definitely read this. It definitely is a different take. Like I said, it's modern day rather than space, like however long ago it's supposed to be based. Um, but yeah, um, please check it out on Amazon. It's called Kingsrise, and um, the author's great and the book was great. So uh, it's been a hot minute since I read it, and I'm not always great with explaining things, so I decided to get the official summary on Amazon to get a better idea of it. But a sleepy town on the west coast of England, nothing really happens here until now. Two stabbings, the victims, a man named Arthur and a mysterious night. Detective Inspector Nemu Khalid finds herself drawn into a world of myth, magic, and betrayal. Can she solve an impossible case and keep her brother safe? Things aren't looking too great for DI Nemu Khalid. Her brother Lance has been arrested, her superior officers breathing down her neck, and she is investigating an attempted murder with no suspects and no clues to the identity of the victim. Then Lance and his friends discover another dead body, a young man dressed as a knight. Soon a series of terrifying incidents threaten to derail Nemu's investigation. Lance is clearly hiding something, and Nemu's journalist ex-fiancé is back in her life, being awkward, asking awkward questions. When criminal bur- bur- bleh, barrister Merlin Rice seeks her out with a stunning revelation. Nemu begins to appreciate just how strange and frightening a mystery she and Lance have become involved in. Can myth and magic be real? Can they help Nemu solve her case and save both her brother and her world? Police procedural meets Arthurian fantasy. Fans of Ben, I can't pronounce that name, V.E. Schwab, and women detectives will love Kingsrise, an urban fantasy mystery by first-time author Anne Matthias. Kingsrise was one. Okay, this is just quotes for yeah. Okay, but yeah. Um, but yeah, like they end up in a magical world, and now they have to try to figure out what's going on, and it's very odd when magical things happen, and yeah, so it's very good. Definitely highly recommend. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you read it. If you haven't, if you want to, I will chat with you guys below in the comments. Until next time.